Good morning, heading over to Majestic Midways. They are setting up a new Ferris wheel this morning, or at least it's new to them. And we're gonna record the process. So this is an Eli Bridge Company Eagle 16 rim drive wheel in the slightly unusual double eagle configuration. And I'll talk a bit more later about what makes the double eagle unique.
Come with pictures and everything?
Yeah.
So just like most rides, the first thing to do is level it, and there's jacks on all four corners of the trailer. Then these outriggers can be unfolded to allow easier access to the rest of the ride.
Alright, you need to get the pad under that side and a block under that screw jack in the center.
There's two large screw jacks in line with the tower that are used to transfer its weight directly to the ground.
This one stays on this side.
There's a bunch of cross cables and braces that are installed just for travel that need to be removed.
Yes, sir.
Then the loading and unloading platforms can be lowered. This is one of the unique features of the Double Eagle, that the riders load in the center rather than from the end of the ride.
Push it out.
The stairs are pinned to the decks for transport, so they can be removed now.
Loosen it up, hold the eye forward. Go ahead, take this one off. Those are supposed to help from shifting back and forth going down.
Going on the road?
Cross cables are off there. Cross cables are off the back.
So as I mentioned, Majestic just acquired this ride, and one of the reasons they're setting it up in their lot is to familiarize themselves with the setup. But they also need to go through and make a list of everything that needs to be repaired or replaced, and formulate a game plan for what they're going to do with it in the future.
Go up and look at those commutator.
Commutator rings are what allows the lights in the center of the ride to work.
They're dirty, but I've seen worse commutator rings than that.
They transfer the electricity through the rotating hub. The first two seats need to come off the rack before the tower can be lifted. These two boxes hold all the pins that will be needed to put the ride together. While the crew's rolling out the power lines, we'll take a look at the plaques on the trailer and the ride. This ride came from Oklahoma City and had been set up in the Bricktown district of the Riverwalk. These are catwalks that will be used a bit later to assemble the wheel. Right now they're being just moved out of the way. So this A-frame that they're unfolding in the center of the ride is pretty interesting. I don't know whether to think of it as a rotating fulcrum or a rotating gin pole, but either way it's used in conjunction with the winch to spread the entire wheel. With everything prepped, the tower is lifted with two large hydraulic telescoping cylinders. Once the tower is up, the guy wires are attached and tightened. I thought the pins that are used to lock the tower in place were pretty interesting. They have built-in slide hammers.
Somebody come up to the front of that orange car. Take that cable up. Take this off. Yeah, this wasn't original.
That's a lot of bricks. The wind braces are disconnected from the sides of the tower and extended out to meet up with the outriggers. The wind braces are pinned to the outriggers, and then the wind braces themselves are pinned. These supports need to be turned from their travel position to support the catwalks. The winch is then used to spread the sweeps. Here you can see how that A-frame comes into play, providing extra leverage for the winch.
There's the halfway point.
With the sweeps fully spread, they use a strap to draw the first and last sweep together enough to attach the tie cables. The catwalks are then put in place for the next step. This cradle that held the sweeps while it was going down the road can now be folded out of the way and removed. The winch is disconnected and the bridle removed. The rim irons are then unfolded and pinned to the next sweep. Incidentally, all the rim iron bolts and the white tie cables have been recently replaced on this ride. With the first set of rim irons installed, the wheel is rotated by hand. It needs to be moved out of the way enough so that the drive tires can be lowered. The winches that lower the drive tire assemblies probably need to be added to the list of things to fix. From here on out, the drive tires will be used to spin the wheel. Pretty much rinse and repeat, unfolding all the rim irons and attaching them to the next sweep.
Yeah.
Since this is all the same, I'm going to jump ahead to the last rim iron. After this, they send the wheel around one more time, tightening all the cross cables. Now, I've never seen these before, and if you know what they're called, let me know, but it's basically a turnbuckle with a built-in toggle clamp. Looks like maybe something they'd use on sailboats, but I don't know what they're called. Once everything's done with the rim, somebody needs to climb the tower and take care of a few things. The lights are arranged in a double star pattern, and 2 light channels need to be flipped to complete the pattern. Then you need to go all the way up to the hub and pin the first sweep to the last sweep. It might be easiest to go back to the beginning to see how this works. All of the sweeps have a blade at the end that fits into a slot in the hub, and the very last sweep has a pinhole. There's also a bolt provided at the top to tighten the assembly to help the whole line up. The catwalk's job is done, so they can be removed.
$14 and 16. So these two go on first.
Now it's time to start hanging the seats. And this is where the Double Eagle is different from most Ferris wheels. Pairs of seats face each other. This enables 2 seats to be loaded at a time, and is why the ride loads from the center rather than the end. Each seat is hung and then pins are inserted to hold it in place. Just like the rim irons, we repeat this multiple times, so I'm going to skip forward.
Okay. This is your second ride. Yep. That means you can't take 10 hours to take the zipper down. Let me also see how we're...
Yeah, I can see.
Put those racks down and go around, open it up, put the hair guards and stuff on. Oh, dude. Yeah. Something hit. Now you gotta stick them all the way up top here, right? Right here. Time to go home? See you later.
So that's Majestic Midway's new Double Eagle Ferris wheel, and I don't believe I ever mentioned that is 86 feet to the top. And it's cool that we got to see it here from the very beginning of their first acquiring it. We're going to be able to hopefully follow along as they make improvements to it. I know they're planning on putting a new lighting package on it for sure, and a lot of general cleanup. If you like seeing how Carnival rides work and how they're set up, or if you like seeing how Carnival rides are restored, click that link to the left and come along for the ride.